وَالنَّجْمِ إِذَا هَوَى مَا ضَلَّ صَاحِبُكُمْ وَمَا غَوَى.
Was this life? You can have Jannah, but it's never going to be a refuge. You can have beautiful things in this world. You can have money, you can have a nice house, you can have beautiful family, you can have all of those things. It's never secure. It's never permanently safe. And the more you find security in anything in this world, the more you are set up for misery. You're set up for misery. People say things like, I don't know what I would do if you weren't there. Without you, I don't know if I can live. Yeah, you live. You live. The Sahaba lived after the Prophet ﷺ passed away. You're going to be fine. Your love is not that dramatic. I can't breathe. Yes, you can. There's still oxygen. Your nose still inhales. Your lungs still expand. These are just dramatic things to say. But the point is, there are people who create a dependency on money, dependency on beauty. There are people that used to look beautiful and they were famous because of their beauty. And then they got older and, their beauty went away and now they're depressed or even suicidal and all of it because their refuge was their beauty. Somebody's refuge was their garden. Somebody's refuge was their money. Somebody's refuge was their fame. We have all these different refuges that make us feel safe. One of the most interesting things that I've studied in psychology is the human need for safety. The human need for safety. And this is a need that people in war zones have and people that are billionaires have too. Famous people are some of the loneliest people in the world. You think people are always around them, but they can't trust anybody. Are these people close to me because I'm famous? Do they see me as someone that they know only by my fame? But if they knew the real me, would I still be safe with them? Or are they going to share with the world? Here's what I know about this famous person, right? They're unsafe. And one of the most difficult thing for them is to find someone they can be what with? They can be safe with. They have no ma'wa. They can have the most beautiful house and security guards and all of it, but they have no one that can have an honest conversation with them. They don't have a ma'wa. A president of a country trusts his best friend. Next thing you know, his best friend released a press release or leaked some information in the media and destroyed the president's campaign or whatever. Does that happen? Yeah. Because even the guy that looks like he has all this security actually doesn't have security at all. He's living in insecurity. That's what he's living with. One of the most powerful human beings described in the Quran is Fir'aun. You guys know that, right? Extremely powerful. And you know what Allah says? وَنُرِيَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَهَمَادَ وَجُنُودَهُمَا مِنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَحْذَرُونَ. حذر Fir'aun? Fir'aun, Allah says we were going to show the Pharaoh and his military what they were afraid of. Wait, you live in the biggest castle on earth. Your monuments are still around on the planet today, and you're afraid? Human beings don't have ultimate safety in this world other than Allah. And Allah says that human beings are looking for safety and security. People are working hard. I know people that they live in really small apartments, live very uncomfortable lives because they're saving because they have this ultimate goal for financial security 10 years down the line. And they're working on it even from now, right? Long-term thinking. All of that is what? The pursuit of ma'wa, the pursuit of a refuge. That's what you want. They call it a safety net, the golden parachute. Isn't that what they call it? That's all terminology in this modern world terminology for al-ma'wa. The people go to a therapist. I feel anxiety. I feel insecure. I feel nervous. I can't trust anyone. I have ma'wa issues, is what that is. And Allah says, عِنْدَهَا جَنَّةُ الْمَأْوَى. I didn't mention, from a nahu point of view, Jannatul Ma'wa is mu'arraf. Because it's a idafa, I know I'm getting technical. What that means in basic English is, there's an ikhtisas here. What that would mean is, only there is the garden of refuge. In other words, ultimate refuge, it cannot be found in any other garden. In any other thing that's beautiful, it can be beautiful, but it can't be safe. You know, one of the most shocking things that happened in one of my trips recently, I met this young lady. I was talking to some TV producer about something. We were old friends in a country that shall not be named and people shall not be named, right? So, and she was an actress or something, very famous in her country. And she's like, I see so many of your videos. I was like, cool. Because she walked into the studio. We started talking. And when a little bit after the conversation, she told me her show took off. You know, she got new contracts. She's more famous than she's ever been. The career is like going like this. And her movie got so many awards and blah, 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 blah. And then she started saying, can I ask you something? I was like, what? What if you feel like you don't belong anywhere and you're not safe anywhere and you just want to end your life? What do you do? I was like, there are millions and millions of young women that look at you and say, I wish I was you. And here you are, you poor creature, I wish I was dead. She's not safe. She's not safe. From millions of fans, they wish they could be that. She doesn't have ma'wa. When Allah says, عِنْدَهَا جَنَّةُ الْمَأْوَى, He's given us a profound truth. We can't look for safety anywhere else. It's only with Allah. And the other thing about ma'wa, refuge, you know, like فَأْوُوا إِلَى الْكَهْفِ, take refuge in the cave in Surah Al-Kahf, right? آوِي إِلَى الْجَبَلِ يَعْصِمُنِي مِنَ الْمَاءِ. The son of Nuh alayhi salam said, I'm going to take refuge in the mountain. It will protect me from the water. This is about refuge. Refuge is when you're getting away from something negative, isn't it? You're getting away from something negative. Jannah is the first time we're truly going to be away from all negative things. Ultimate refuge. But just because you mentioned getting away from the negative, that still doesn't mean you've mentioned anything positive. Okay, the problems are gone. We're safe. Jannatul Ma'wa. But is there something greater? Okay, well, in Jannah, by the word Jannah, it means trees, shade, fruits, beauty. All of that is captured inside the word Jannah. But then Allah says, إِذْ يَغْشَى السِّدْرَةَ مَا يَغْشَى. That tree and all of it gets covered by something more, and that more is going to be the rida of Allah for us, the pleasure of Allah. Even in Jannah, in the beginning, we're going to have food and drinks and company and all of that, but that's not the ultimate prize of Jannah. It's salamun qawlan min Rabbir Rahim, the meeting with God. Allah Himself saying salam to you. That's the ultimate. وُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ نَاظِرَةٌ إِلَى رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ. Faces that are lit, staring at their Rabb. That's the ultimate prize. You know, now think about that not in the Jannah sense. Let's think about this in the dunya sense, in this world. When we commit sin, and we all commit sin, when we commit sin, in the beginning, we're afraid of punishment, right? Because the sin is punishable and we don't want to be questioned on Judgment Day. It's written against us and the punishment of the hellfire. But you know what? Something else that the sin does that is much more expensive, much more damaging than even the punishment. The sin makes my heart hard, and I cannot feel the presence of Allah as strongly as I used to feel it in my heart. The sin is making me like insensitive. It's like, you know, when you take the anesthesia and you can't feel anything. Now I'm sinning and I can't feel anything when I pray. Now I'm sinning, I'm saying the dua, but I don't feel anything. Now I'm sinning and I'm reciting Quran and I can't feel anything. And that is distance from Allah Himself. Distance from Allah Himself. And that's actually, if you internalize that, then your relationship with sin will change. Like, I can't lose that. If you felt it, if you feel it one time, there are moments in your life where you felt a closeness to Allah like you never felt it before. You can probably even remember that moment right now. Where you were, where your eyes were, what tears you felt. That moment is ingrained in your heart. In fact, the moment where you fell in love with someone, or you saw your baby for the first time, or your wedding day, those memories are fuzzy. You're like, remember how we felt? Not really. Remember when I was born? Okay, yeah, I remember the hospital. You can't remember the feel, but the feeling of being close to Allah. Oh, maybe you felt it last Ramadan. Maybe you felt it when you did a Umrah. Maybe you felt it during a khutbah somewhere. You know when it was. That feeling, that's the ultimate closeness to Allah. It even overshadows the desire for Jannah. Because there's a reward, there's a tama'nina in it, there's a calmness in it that cannot be compared to anything. إِذْ يَغْشَى السِّدْرَةَ مَا يَغْشَى.